I put as my address?
Yeah, just put you live on Pinocchio Lane.
Oh, you can just take it out.
Oh, good.
America, California accepts a gym membership as voter ID, a prescription bottle label, a credit card, and it allows the unhoused to register to vote by simply writing down their street corner. No building, no unit, just a simple intersection. This is absolutely not speculation. This list came from Trump's own U.S. attorney, pulled directly from California's voter registration documents and posted publicly the day before the June 2nd primary. On June 3rd, a federal prosecutor walked into the LA County Ballot Processing Center and started watching the count. 2 days later, multiple formal fraud investigations opened, and the official press account of the governor of California, not his personal account, the state government account, responded to the president of the United States by telling the country it was time to put away grandpa's phone and put him to sleep. Here's what nobody connected to any of that. California has been fighting a federal voter roll audit in court for over a year. The audit would tell us once and for all whether any of those 23 million registered voters are actually United States citizens. That case is sitting right now in front of the Ninth Circuit, and the governor, whose official state account spent election night calling the president of the United States grandpa, has his attorneys and lawyers in court the entire time. Hold on to that timing, because the timing here is the entire story.
On Friday, U.S. Attorney Bill Essayli announcing that his office is working with the FBI on multiple election fraud investigations in California. Essayli didn't identify any specific cases involving the allegations, but pointed to a recent case in which a Marina Del Rey woman was charged with paying people, including homeless individuals on Skid Row, to register to vote. In a statement posted on X, Essayli says protecting the integrity of Californians' elections is a top priority and pledged to prosecute any violations of federal election law.
What is up, guys? TYSON DELACRUZ here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. June 2nd, 2026, California primary elections, 26 plus names on a single ballot for governor, the Los Angeles mayor race, congressional districts that could determine House control in this scenario, all of it decided by the state registered voters of California. Bill Essayli is Trump's U.S. attorney for the Central District of California. He covers Los Angeles. The day before the election, he published a list on his X account directly from California's own voter registration documents. Every form of the state currently accepts a valid ID when you register to vote. Gym membership cards, employee ID cards, credit cards, a label printed on your prescription bottle, a health insurance card. Not one of those is a social security number. Not one of those proves, you guys, that you are a United States citizen. Not one verifies that you live at the actual address that you wrote down on the form. California sends every registered voter a mail-in ballot automatically. It goes to whoever is on the list, wherever the list says that you live. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. And for the unhoused, the homeless population, California allows registration with cross streets only. So that means that you could put down 123 Main Street and Dean Martin, the corner of the intersection where you slept last night, by the bus stop, across the street from the Arby's, in between the Walgreens and the AutoZone. No building number, no verified physical address, a corner, you guys. The federal framework allowing this was designed so American citizens without stable housing can still exercise their constitutional right to vote. That intent is defensible here. Nobody is arguing that that exists. The question is what California built on top of that particular framework and how it runs without a single citizenship check. Nobody's checking to see if El Hombre, El Amigo was actually supposed to be in this country. He just has a gym membership to Planet Fitness. Okay? Listen how the former federal prosecutor describes the one verification step that is the simplest absent from this entire system.
You have a system where anyone can register to vote whether you're a citizen or not, you just have to attest that you are. So we don't even know if we have citizens voting. We have ballots sent out to everyone. Even people that don't live there anymore are still getting ballots.
Attest means a checkbox. Sign your name and you promise. I promise. Hemigo Rodriguez Morales Gonzalez Tamale Guadalupe Hernandez Montero Pedro is a U.S. citizen. Shout out to my 4 to 6 name, last name individuals. That is a complete citizenship verification of the largest voter roll in the country. No social security cross checks, no government documents that show citizenship, no in-person review, a simple checkbox that, hey, I'm a citizen. Now, before the primary, James O'Keefe's team went undercover on Skid Row in Los Angeles. We're talking about hidden cameras, multiple days. You guys have probably seen this footage, but those of you that haven't, watch what they documented.
In this video, we captured it 28 times over the course of a few days. That means it's happening tens, if not hundreds of thousands of times.
28 separate documented incidents, petition circulators on camera, paying homeless individuals, you guys, between $7 to $10 per signature. The instructions given on audio was to write a Skid Row cross street corner as their address, the same type of address California allows on the voter registration form. And there's one name on the footage that no broadcast spent time on, an employee of the LA Homeless Service Authority, a city agency that distributes federal money to homeless organizations and services, was caught on camera directing people towards fraudulent petitioners and coaching them on how to answer the questions, you guys. That footage dropped before the primary. Newsom's own communication team put out a statement calling it a felony. The LA district attorney opened up a preliminary file. Then June 2nd arrived and the election went forward with the exact same voter registration system that the footage was documenting. Every mainstream outlet ran this week. Counting is slow. Counts for California slow. Trump is making claims without evidence. Elections experts say California's process is legal. The Secretary of State says everything is fine. They didn't run the voter roll audit case. An audit, in plain English for you guys, is a check a federal government asks California for its full registered voters list, then runs every name against the federal citizenship records, social security database, identity verification systems, every name that can't be confirmed as a U.S. citizen living at a valid address, obviously should and gets flagged. California's response has been to take that audit request to the federal court and argue that the federal government has no legal right to see who's registered to vote in California. The Ninth Circuit, a federal appeals court that sits above California in the chain. You lose in lower federal court, you appeal it to the Ninth Circuit, lose there. The only door left is the Supreme Court. California lawyers have worked through every lower court level, and they are now at the Ninth Circuit, fighting specifically to prevent the federal government from checking whether their voters are U.S. citizens or not. And this has been going on for over a year. And Bill Essayli named all of it on public record.
California's election system has serious structural vulnerabilities, saying universal vote by mail with no voter ID requirements creates conditions where fraud can go undetected and unpunished, eroding public confidence. Without commenting on any specific investigation, my office has multiple election fraud investigations underway in coordination right now with FBI Los Angeles. We will follow the evidence wherever it leads and prosecute any violations of federal election law to the fullest extent of the law.
Every illegal vote cancels one out. He means a legal American citizen vote offset by a fraudulent one. He is naming a victim class and the federal authority that he's using to investigate. This comes directly from an existing partnership with Harmeet Dhillon, the Assistant Attorney General of the United States. We've talked about her before. I'll place her picture on the screen so you guys can see who we're talking about, for the DOJ Civil Rights Division, 2 levels of the federal authority pointing at the same voter roll simultaneously here. And then there is our good old friend Gavin Newsom and his response to all this. I'm going to read this verbatim from his official California Governor Press account on X, posted on election night, June 2nd, 2026. This wasn't a campaign account, not a personal account. The official, underline official, ref with the whistle, the whistle, right? The official state government communications account for the governor of California. Pop the graphic on the screen here, and I'll read this verbatim. Trump is lying about California again. Time to take the phone away from Grandpa and put him to sleep. Good job. Good job. Good job, Gavin Newsom. You're sticking it to him. His legal team was in federal court that same period. And here's the kicker. His state lawyers were in the 9th Circuit blocking the voter roll audit. And the official state communication account was calling the president of the United States Grandpa, which he is. He's technically a grandpa, publicly outraged for the cameras, legally lawyered up for the courthouse. Now watch, you guys, how California's Secretary of State responds to the substance of the federal concern that comes up.
There's no fraud, there's no deception, because I don't listen to presidents who've never run an election before.
She didn't say that every voter roll was clean like lemon pledge. She didn't say every registered voter is a verified U.S. citizen. She said she does not listen to this president. That credential attack is standing in the exact spot where the direct denial should be. When a public official substitutes dismissal for a specific answer, my friends, the absence of the answer is always the answer. And here's the part no broadcast connected this week. Everything that I just walked you through, guys. We're talking about the voter ID system, the James O'Keefe footage, the 9th Circuit case. That's the machinery. The vote totals are the actual product. And when you put them side by side, the whole picture comes into focus. And that's why nobody wanted to air it. California governor race, 60 plus names on the ballot, top 2 finish regardless of the party, advanced to November. 3 candidates with any realistic shot. We're talking about Republican Steve Hilton, Trump endorsed, former Fox News host, Democrat Xavier Becerra, and Democrat Tom Sawyer, who spent over $200 million trying to become governor. The scenario every California Democrats work to avoid, a Republican advancing as one of the top 2, forcing an actual choice between a Democrat and a non-Democrat in a general election. As the mail-in ballots continue accumulating days and days after the election, Becerra pulled ahead of Hilton. Steyer fell back. 2 candidates who both have D after their name. The outcome, the California party apparatus built a 20-year election architecture to produce here. But my friends, I'm sure you're hearing it across the intraweb, across Twitter. The LA mayor's race, that is a specific receipt. 20,000 votes arrived in one update. Karen Bass up, Rahman up, Adam Miller, a candidate most voters couldn't name on a bet, up, Republicans in the other race up, and the one person who gained 0 votes across the entire batch is the Republican whose second place finish would have sent him to the runoffs in November against Karen Bass. Not a single vote, you guys. Not one vote out of 20,000 votes. Essayli had a federal investigator inside that counting facility the same day this batch was being processed. Formal investigations opened 48 hours later. That is not a coincidence of timing. That, my friends, is what federal oversight of ballot processing center looks like when it's actually being used. The authority Essayli deployed, the right to send a federal attorney into LA counting voter facility, the power to open election fraud investigations, the push to the audit on the voter rolls, none of it required new legislation. None of it required an act of Congress. Every legal mechanism is here and existed before the primary under the current federal law.
This election system in California has just become a total joke that takes a month or so to count. It's completely ridiculous. We're all waiting to see who won the elections. Just completely outrageous.
California is the fourth largest economy in the planet. Silicon Valley sits inside its borders, and the most advanced technology on Earth is designed and manufactured there. And the state says it needs a full calendar month to count fewer than 10 million ballots. India, 600 million votes in a single day. It's completed. The counting timeline is not an embarrassment of incompetence. A system that allows mail-in ballots to keep arriving and accumulating for a week after the election day creates a window, and those windows are useful if you need the numbers to move up in a specific direction before the count actually closes. And Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, who signed California's sanctuary laws, who spent a year in federal court blocking the voter roll audit, whose official state communication account called the president of the United States grandpa on election night, confirmed on camera that he has an emergency plan ready if the election doesn't go the right way.
But there is a break the glass scenario, and there's many people that have a deep understanding of what it would look like if Democrats were locked out, and we're going to do everything to make sure that doesn't happen. I'll leave it at that.
Not a slip, not an off-script moment at a rally, a prepared answer at a formal press conference. Gavin Newsom confirmed it on camera with reporters present. He has a contingency plan for Democrats being locked out of California's governor race or mayor race or any race for that matter. The same governor's race where federal prosecutors are now investigating how ballots are being counted. The same state where the voter rolls have never been federally audited ever, where a gym membership gets you on the list to vote, where a Skid Row corner address between Dean Martin and 123 Main Street is a valid registration. You build a quote-unquote break the glass plan because you looked at the math and decided that you actually might need it. You looked at the math of the election California's was running under California law, California's registration systems, California's counting timeline, and you decided that maybe California needs a contingency plan. America, the number that nobody in national election coverage ran this week. Karen Bass is the first sitting Los Angeles mayor in more than 20 years, forced into a runoff election. Not beaten, not replaced, a runoff in a city where registered Democrats outnumber Republicans 5-1. With the full weight of Los Angeles Democratic establishment behind her, a first-time candidate with zero governmental experience came within a counting margin of ending her primary outright in a city under the voter roll ID system that California has created, built on the California registration framework that Bill Essayli just put under federal investigation. That is what the product of this machinery looks like when the Ninth Circuit rules on the voter rolls audit, and that roll is coming. The stakes in that voter roll audit aren't just names quietly removed from that list. A federal court order to open the voter rolls to federal review creates an actual legal record, you guys. Every name that can't be verified as a United States citizen becomes a documented entry in the federal proceedings in a state where the government official press account spent the election night calling DJT grandpa while his lawyers are filing motions to block the exact audit. You don't build a break the glass plan for an election that you're confident in. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.